remember. The 5th of November, the war with the banks we fought. We know of no reason why the war of this season should ever be forgot. Anonymous and their companions did much of the scheme derive to shut down the banks and elitists. No more may they deprive. 9,000 proxies are ships outflow to force the bank's overthrow. But by the 1% powers provocateurs dispatch against the 99% game set match. They give us our cake, unemployment and heartache. They think they have won, wait for round 2. The better for us, and worse for the few. A rope on some soap, in the pen you'll find them. A world washed down, and a maximum security prison to hold them. Hollow world, set sail upon our ships. Hollow world, oceans filled with scripts. Hip hip hooray.
Greetings, fellow autonomous beings. We are anonymous. We live at an amazing time, for we are living through the awakening of the planetary mind. The internet and the mobile phone allow real-time flow of information to a growing proportion of the planet's population. Our individual minds are akin to brain cells. The internet provides the function of augmented memory and synaptic connection between us. Social media sites such as Twitter and mobile phones facilitate real-time interaction. Previously, the flow of information has been limited by both slow flow and limited bandwidth. Now, random individuals can work in concert to process information in a relatively consistent fashion due to our common neural structure and our tendency to think alike. Our present forms of governance are sorely lacking in true representation and are rife with corruption. Most of our democracies are two-party dictatorships. Even those that have a more diverse representation are distorted by the lobbying of the banks, corporations, generals, and the unduly influential. This leads us to contemplate the redundancy of government. People now have the ability to decide for themselves how their collective will is to be exercised. It is now possible to evolve a direct form of new democracy. The resultant outcomes for governance are extremely interesting. The overthrow of tyrants in the Arab world is but the start of the adjustments that will flow from this new dynamic. We can now outthink those who would hold on to power, those whose cowardice and fear has led them to greed and violence, those who would hold us back from the changes that must be made, fearing that their power will evaporate from their very hands. For it will. We can think openly and free, while they, in their conspiracies of control, are forced more and more to protect their secrecy, in doing so, hampering their own ability to function effectively. If those that have grabbed power were a little smarter, they would do as the British and some other monarchies did in the coming of old democracy. They would give weight to the wishes of the people. Those that did so retained some respect, some privilege, and their heads, unlike the French, who lost theirs on the guillotine, and the Russians, who precipitated the horror of the Bolshevik. As this process expands and becomes more integrated, we will find there are outcomes of which we cannot yet conceive. How exciting! We are the people of the all-seeing eye, the amorphous council of autonomous beings. We are anonymous. We are legion. We see what you do. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect change. Expect us.